Hello everyone. So in the past I've made various videos talking about the potential benefits of running split gear sets and not just going 6 of 6 of a certain piece but potentially running 2 set of, for example, energy with icicle gear, and potentially even the benefits of running 222 as the video thumbnail and title suggests. Now, while there is definitely some credence to that approach, I have actually coordinated with and discussed with some pro players in the Chinese version of the game and come to the complete understanding of what those various gear thresholds are and what they should look like. So in this video, we're going to go through up until the end of Class Change 3 all the gear sets you should have equipped depending on what stage of the progression you find yourself in. So let's start off at the very basics, and as we go along I'll do my best to explain the reasoning as to why it is better. So in the very early game, in pre-class change, class change 0, you only have access to one gear set, and that is of course the energy set, of which there are two legendaries, the Mask of Power and the Gauntlet of Power. So over the entirety of class change 0, pre-class change, you will only run your energy set. When you class change to class change 1, you gain access to the Icicle set, of which there are also some legendaries, the Weapon, the Greaves, and the Boots. Now when you do class change, the best gear set to run at the class change 1 will be 4 pieces of Icicle gear with the energy helmet and gloves, as long as they are both T10. So your class change 1 gear loadout will be Icicle Blade, the chest, the Greaves, and the boots, with a 2-piece of energy and the 2-piece helmet and gloves from the energy or power legendaries. So let's just quickly explain why we're running the helm and gloves from the energy set. I've done this before, but let's go over it again quickly. The main reason, there's a couple reasons why split sets work. The first of is of course that you have a 2 of 2 set in each of these. You have a 2 of 2, 4 of 4, and 6 of 6 gear set for each equipment set. So for the energy set, you can see here you have increased attack by 11% on the 2 slot. For the Icicle set, you can see here as well, you have 12% attack increase on the 2 set. So when you run 4-piece Icicle and 2 set energy, you're already benefiting from an additional 11% attack from having a split set. So you get the 4-piece Icicle plus 2 set energy effect. On top of that, the additional legendary effect that you get from the Mask of Power and Gauntlet of Power is regarding these power stacks here. So the Glove of Gauntlet of Power has immediately gain 3 stacks of power when you enter battle, and each stack of power increases attack by 4%, and the helm gives an additional stack of power every 15 seconds. So in theory, the way this works is you gain 4% attack at the start of battle, and every 15 seconds you gain another 4% attack. Now, the one thing that's very important to understand with this, and it's why my original assessment of the 222 viability was there, and unfortunately, the attack is capped to 210 per stack. That means it is increasing by 4% up until a maximum limit of 210 attack per stack. This does unfortunately mean that the viability of running the 2-piece power set does not last as long as I originally thought it did. And with that in mind, you are going to run 4-piece Icicle and 2-piece power until the end of first class change, at which point in the later part of class change 1 it will in fact be more viable to run the full 6-piece Icicle set. Now, some things to understand when it comes to why this is. Although you might say, well, the additional 210 attack scaling on all this, every 15 seconds you're getting another 210 attacks, surely that adds up more. And the answer is, unfortunately, when you look at all these stats you're missing out on, it no longer becomes worth it, because you have to keep in mind you have these additional stats here, which when you compare, for example, the Mask of Power to the Terror Helm, or let's compare it to, like, just to be more clear, the Icicle Helm, which I think I still have here, you have like 220 accuracy, 183 determination, plus, all the additional stats from the advancing and all that stuff, it adds up a lot when you compare just how much stats you're giving up in order to chase this additional attack. So the additional attack from the power and helm, the helm and gloves of power, falls off at the end of class change 1. The math's been done, I don't have it handy, but the damage output that you can possibly do increases when you switch to 6-piece Icicle at the end of class change 1, and that is because the offensive stats that you gained from this set is worth more than the capped 210 attack scaling from the power set. And by not investing into determination, crit, and mastery, etc., you're losing more offense than if you'd kept the 2-piece power at that point. And by funneling more stats from equipment, you're able to allocate more important stats from moves, mount stickers, artifacts, and etc. into better priorities. So there you have it. Now, that's how the first class change works. Now, when you get to the second class change, something interesting happens, because once again, at the beginning of class change 2, you're going to run 4-piece of the new Terror set, or the Shiver set that can become the Terror Legendary, plus you'll run the Greaves and the Boots from the legendaries, the Icicle set. So again, why are we running 4 and 2 here? We already understand you have this additional 2 of 2 set bonus from the Icicle plus the 4-piece of Terror, but there's another reason. It's because the Terror set has legendaries in the weapon, helmet, and chest piece slots, whereas Icicle has legendaries in the Greaves, Boots, and weapon slot. So because of the legendary additional bonus here, the advancement bonus, it's going to be worth running legendaries versus running a higher level epic. And let me show you why that is, because this is something actually that's very, very, very important information to understand that a lot of people actually don't know. When you have a highly advanced legendary piece like the Icicle moving forward, which has got higher than T10 to reach max, you have a double line of recast gear for 15% stats improvement. This stacks, you have 2 of them, so this means you have a 30% recast stat gain. You gain 30% more stats from your recasting. But here's the important kicker. This does not display here. This additional 30% is not shown here. You have to calculate this stat here plus 30%. So this is actually 262 haste. This is actually 134 attack. This is actually 270 plus mastery. So these numbers here do not reflect the additional 30% recasting from getting up to T14 in legendaries. So this is why it's so important to run legendaries here instead of swapping to a higher level epic, because this additional recasting gear gives a lot of offensive stats that you simply can't replace. So that's why that is so critical. So with that said, at the beginning of class change 2, you are going to run 4-piece of the Shiver/Terror set in the weapon, helmet, chest, and gloves, and then the Greaves and Boots from Icicle. Now something interesting does happen as you get to the mid to late second class change, and that is you're actually going to run 2-2-2. Except you're not going to run a 2 with the energy set, the power set. You're going to run a 2-piece with the upcoming set that has not unlocked yet, that we get at level 70, Nightweaver or Class Change 2, whatever your class is, and that is the Blackrock set. So once you reach the mid to late second class change, you're going to actually run 2-2-2. 2-piece Blackrock, 2-piece Shiver, and 2-piece Icicle set. That's right, this is the first viable 2-2-2 in the game after you reach class change 2. So 2-2-2 in the early game is not as viable as I would have hoped. In fact, it is outscaled by 2-piece Icicle and 4-piece Terror. But in the mid-class change 2, a 2-2-2 is viable with the weapon and gloves of Blackrock, plus the helmet and chest piece of Terror set, plus the Greaves and Boots of Icicle. So that's going to be your full 6 legendary 2-2-2 Blackrock plus Terror plus Icicle set. So that's what you're going to run in the mid to late second class change, which is going to be very, very nice. Now, after that, when you reach over level 100 in the second class change, that's when you're going to swap to full 6-piece of the Black Rock set. And moving on, that is unfortunately the end of any potential benefit from having split gear sets. So from the end of second class change moving on into third class change, you're only going to ever run the full complete 6 set of all the additional pieces from there. So at level 35 of the third class change, you'll run 6-piece Arcane Energy. At level 100, you'll run 6-piece of the Devotion set, and level 130, you'll swap to the 6-piece of the Radiant set. So any potential benefits from having a 2-2-2, a 4+2, or any other sets only extend up until the end of class change 2, after which point the additional benefit of running a full 6-piece gear set will overrule that. So there you have it. Let's do a quick summary again, just because I know I waffled a bit. I went through a lot of different things throughout this video, but let's go again. Here's the summary. If you want to skip to the end of the video and understand just the summary of everything we discussed, here we go. Pre-class change, you're going to run the energy set. It's the only set you have access to. At the beginning of class change run 1, you're going to run 4 pieces of the Icicle set plus the energy helmet and gloves, as long as you have them at advancement level 10. In the end of class change 1, you're going to swap to 6-piece Icicle set. At the beginning of class change 2, you're going to run 4-piece Shiver set plus 2-piece Icicle set. In the mid to late second class change, you're going to run 2 pieces of Black Rock, 2 pieces of Shiver, and 2 pieces of Icicle. And after level 100 in second class change, you're going to run just full 6 pieces of the Black Rock set. In the third class change, you're going to run just the full 6-piece of Arcane Energy, then Devotion, and then Radiance whenever you unlock those 3 sets. So, there you have it. Unfortunately, the 2-2-2 with energy is not as viable long term as I thought it would be, because of the 210 attack cap from stacking does not just translate to 4%, it is capped at 210, which means the additional stats that you gain from legendaries and other more upgraded pieces in those slots does overrule that gain. So there you have it. Hopefully you found this video helpful and have a better understanding of how to approach your character's gearing as you progress through the game's various levels and class changes. So thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. And join the Discord as well. Look forward to seeing you there. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, of course, leave it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye, everyone.